This is Live for Love TV. Live for Love TV. Yes, I am.
Make sure to subscribe and leave us a review.
One step more. One step more. One step more. Until you reach your goals. One step more. Save them souls. One step more.
This is Live for Love TV. Live for Love TV. Yes, I am.
Make sure to subscribe and leave us a review.
Be sure to join us next time.
Back Live for Love TV, 4th of the 4th, 2021. Nice sunny day, as you can see. This is the UK. One of them rare days that you get when it's a little bit sunny, not warm, but just sunny. Well, we're here today, 3 weeks into Live for Love TV's launch, and we're having some thoughts about things that's been going on. Like, for instance, we were launched in the middle of the lockdown. Very, very interesting word, lockdown, because when I was growing up in the 60s and the early 70s, the only time you heard about lockdown was in prison conditions. When there was a fight on the yard and maybe somebody got shanked, as they say, and the whole prison had to be locked down. Isolation, another word you get in prison, maybe in war situations. So we got lockdown, we got isolation, got quarantine, mass breakout of diseases. You also see people were quarantined in hospital conditions. Very, very interesting. So why am I bringing these things up? Because I think it tells us a lot about where we are as a society when we're talking about words that were reserved for prison conditions and war conditions being used on everyday life. Now, we said on Live for Love TV we wouldn't mention anything to do with whether people would take vaccinations or not. We truly believe that to this day. These are personal decisions, and people are trying to pressure you into taking them, or people are trying to pressure you into not taking them. I don't think they're doing the right thing. I think that's disingenuous. I think if they don't want to take them, don't take them. If you want to take them, take them. Nothing to do with anybody else. But when it comes to lockdown, that's a different thing. You can hear some noise up in the background, some liveliness happening. I know we're in lockdown, but people are in the back of their houses. So we continue. When it comes to lockdown, that's a different thing, because lockdown was never a choice. It was mandatory. Everybody was in lockdown as soon as the big boys, the politicians, the people in power decided that we all have to do it in lockdown. So we can talk about these things. We can be for it or we can be against it. Now, I've always said from day one, I'm not into any form of lockdown. There's only one thing that I think a government should really use lockdown for, and that's if the aliens decide to come down and land somewhere on the high street. You know, I know I'm jesting, but that's about the only reason I could think of people using the national lockdown. All this consideration of lockdown and the reasons for it and who believes it's right, it's going to work for some people, because some people, they hardly ever come out of their house anyway. Isolation works for some people. Some people are pretty antisocial, especially in this country that we live in. So when they hear these things, it means nothing to them. They don't socialize. But for those people who are sociable, for those people who are responsible, go about their business in a responsible way, why should they have to be locked in their house and isolated in their houses? What is the real justification for something like that? They say it's because of the virus, to protect people. Who are we protecting? We're protecting our vulnerable and our aged. That's wonderful. We should do. We should always protect them, regardless of whether it's a virus about or not. We shouldn't be protecting them just because there's a virus about. We don't care about our elderly people on a daily basis. And let's be frank, we don't care about the vulnerable people. We don't care about the depressed people on a general basis. This is not something that people in general really care about. But since the virus has come about, we've become the most caring society of all time in the last 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years. I find that amazing. So I'll call it out as I see it. Live for Love TV is not frightened to call out these type of things. I think this is hypocrisy from our part. It's very similar to when people come from all over the world to bury their dearly departed, who they haven't seen for 10 years. And probably haven't even called for 5 years. But but they rushed to the leader party's side to see their last, to give them a great send-off. Doesn't sound very sincere to me. So, as you can see, I'm not for the lockdown. As soon as the lockdown is over, we shall hopefully get to more places, do more things, and a few more people will come out. The problem with lockdown, the problem with it putting people in prison conditions, as far as I can tell, is that yes, you have violent people in prison, but you also have people who, due to the conditions of prison, become violent. And that's what's happening to our societies now. All this frustration, depression, and stress that's happening on people is causing people to become short-tempered, violent. Domestic violence has gone up, which nobody can deny. Every type of aggression and violence towards your fellow citizen will go up. Always does when you put people in a rough situation like that. So I'm not for it. I'd like to hear some people's comments. I'm sure there's lots of people for it. People told me from the very beginning that they thought it was a good idea. I don't know why they thought that, but they thought that, you know, it would help everybody and it would help the virus to go away and stuff like that. It's pretty amazing when you really think about some of the reasons for lockdown. But that's my thoughts today. That's 3 weeks in until the launch of Live for Love TV, and we'll be seeing you.
This is Live for Love TV. Live for Love TV. Yes, I am.
Make sure to subscribe and leave us a review.
Be sure to join us next time.
Live for Love TV.